So the second question I have for you would be, did you learn any new skills this year? And if so, what was the most important skill that you learned in 2022?
I'll say the most important skill that I learned in 2022, man. It's not about. There's two things I really learned this year. It's like, it's not about. Okay, you hear this a lot, but most of the time, it's like, it's not about what you know, it's who you know.
Who you know, exactly.
It's all about the connections you build along the way, man.
Facts.
And that's what I've been trying to do a lot this year, and I plan to do next year as well. And the second one is, man, you don't have to be the best at what you do in all cases, but if you're the first one to do it, people are going to notice you doing it. They're not going to notice the second, third, fourth person. They're going to notice the first person. So that's the two things, man. It's not about what you know, it's who you know, and you don't have to be the best, but you could be the first person to do it.
I like that. For me, I would say time management. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm living on my own completely, and me having multiple jobs, me trying to put my all into YouTube, into fitness and everything like that, and everything else I have going on, I realized like there really is only 24 hours in a day. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's like, for example, yesterday I had to hit the gym, had to work, had to film a video, also had to go and do my job as a personal trainer with two of my clients. And I just have so many things going on like every day, and trying to get to everything can be like very taxing. But when somebody spends their money on me for me to train them, I can't give them 80% or 60%. I got to give them 100%. So I learned like wherever I'm at, I got to give it 100%. And my last full semester of college, that spring semester, I took 18 credits, had 8 classes, and 3 unpaid internships. And it was taxing, man. Like it was for my first internship, I got to wake up at like 5 a.m. to help them at the gym at the Finley High School for like their weightlifting program. Then a full day of classes, and then in the evening, I got classes. I also got the gym, my YouTube stuff. Then one of my other internships, and this is all like during like Ramadan and everything like that. So everything I had to go through with that, and I just realized that like you can't control everything at one time, but like I can't be in class thinking about work, or I can't be doing something and I'm thinking about something else. Like I gotta lock in 100% on what I'm doing in the moment.
Yeah. That brings me to actually this because it just popped up in my head. So like, you hear everybody say you said time management, balance, gotta have balance. I was listening to this like motivational video like a while ago. It was like, there's no such thing as balance. At the time, I kind of pushed it off. I was like, what are you talking about? You always need balance in your life. But then like this whole semester, like everything that's going on, I'm like, that low key might be true. Is there like, if you look at everyone who's like successful at the top of the game, I hear a lot of people say like there's no balance. Like there's no such thing as balance. Something's always going to give. Like you always got to sacrifice something for something else.
Honestly,
what do you think about that?
I feel like me and you will know a lot better about that the more successful we become. But so far, from like what I've experienced, I feel like just in life, like as humans, like no matter how successful we are, no matter what point you're at, if you're like a high earner or middle class or whatever you're doing, like how often is it that everything in life is going right at the same time? You know?
Yeah.
It's not very often, and if it is, you're blessed. But I feel like it's not what you really make of it. It's how you take it, you know. Mm-hmm. And it's just really how you deal with certain things, because obviously you're gonna have days that this is gonna be going on, that's gonna be going on, and then it's gonna be hard for you to get your 8 hours of sleep, like we were talking about earlier. Right. And you might have to sacrifice sleep sometimes, or some days it's gonna be one day that like I really want to hang out with that girl, but I gotta make this video or I gotta do this, and I gotta realize like okay, where do I want to be in 5 years? All right, what's gonna get me closer to that? Making this content and putting it out, or hanging with like a female that I may or may not know in 5 years. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's always gonna be some type of sacrifice. Even like I feel like learning how to tell people no is a skill within itself.
That is
I swear it is. I
That's
swear
so
it is.
true, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Learning how to tell somebody no, because like it can even be good situation. It don't have to always be bad stuff. It can be like, oh, let's do this, and this gonna help us get better with that. But then for you, it's like I could do that, but there's this other opportunity I feel like may yield a little bit better of a result, and you got to go with that. So yeah, I would say like I wouldn't say that things are going to be always off balance, but there's seldom ever going to be a time like everything is perfect, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, for the next discussion question, and this is going to be hard for me to say because you know what basketball team I'm a fan of. I'm a Cavs fan. And this guy has given us some trouble over this is 2022.
Who is this
Over
person?
almost the last decade, basically. So, Stephen Curry
Oh, snap.
and the Golden State Warriors won the 2022 NBA championship.
Yes.
So, with everything considered and how he performed, people talk about how he performed that finals, but he performed great that entire year.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he put up numbers that year. Do you think that his performance in the last season, regular season, postseason, and in the finals, officially cements him as the greatest point guard of all time?
This is spicy. This is spicy right here. First thing I would say, what did Draymond say? I hope that locker room still smell like champagne. I just want my phone. My fault. I was gonna throw it in there, but the greatest point guard of all time. That's tough. I would say no. I still think Magic Johnson's the greatest point guard of all time, but I will say Steph Curry's number 2, and I would say he is a top 10 player of all time.
Okay, so he's top 10, but not best point guard.
Nah, Magic is like top 5.
So Magic and Curry are both in your top 10.
Yeah.
One day we're going to have to go over that top 10. Facts. But honestly, it's like Magic Johnson was great. Like, just look at his rookie season when he did. Like,
oh yeah,
he played center in the NBA Finals. Like, he is like truly a positionless player. But I just can't ignore it. And even though, like, bro, I'm a Cavs fan.
Yeah.
Stephen Curry changed the game of basketball.
Changed the game.
Forever.
Changed the game.
Forever.
Dudes pulling up from half court just because now.
Because, not taking anything away from Magic Johnson, but, like, you can't rep being his size. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Steph Curry, in order for him to do what he do you know the amount of hours he has to spend in the gym? Mm-hmm. It's crazy, bro.
It is crazy.
He's changed the game forever. And it just... I remember when KD first went to the Warriors, right after he won a championship. And I'm like, this is not even fair, bro. Like, how does that ever happen? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How does a top 3 player go to the best team? Like, to me, that was crazy. And when they won a championship, I was like, bro, like, I really was like, do they even need him? Because it was such a power struggle before him. Because we had to come back from 3-1 against the Warriors pre-KD. And when they got him, he made them obviously a lot harder to deal with. But then you see KD's success post Warriors. He hasn't been back to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Sure.
He hasn't been back to the Eastern Conference Finals, hasn't sniffed the finals. I don't know if he will. He literally had Kyrie and James Harden. Although, I don't even think they played like 30 games altogether.
Yeah, they was all like hurt at different points.
It was all hurt and like different things. But I just feel like Stephen Curry might have really given KD those rings. I won't say, because...
That's unfair in a way.
But what I'm saying is, I won't say he didn't give them those rings because KD hit a couple of closeout shots on us in the finals.
He won a finals MVP.
He was killing us. But I don't think that without Stephen Curry on that team, if Kevin Durant would have been enough to just win that.
Oh, yeah, they're not winning without KD, vice versa.
Because Stephen Curry showed twice that he can win without KD.
Yeah.
And I don't think KD has shown that he can win without Kyrie. And then you could probably say in the comments, well, Kyrie took games off and it was a distraction and James Harden and this and that. But like KD chose that situation.
He did choose that situation.
From when you look at everything from Stephen Curry has never been a distraction. There has never been a distraction to come out of Golden State but up until that point, the way that the Warriors built a team around Stephen Curry is like perfect, bro.
Oh, he's perfect.
Because, bro, I'm a Cavs fan, so like, I want to say, oh yeah, they cheated, blah blah blah. But like, I try to be fair. They drafted Stephen Curry. Mm-hmm. They drafted Klay Thompson. Mm-hmm. And the crazy part about it is, Stephen Curry is supposed to be a Minnesota Timberwolf because the Timberwolves took 2 point guards in that same draft, like almost back to back, over Curry. And then we drafted. Did Klay Thompson go? Okay,
we go 13 or something like that.
I'm not sure. We drafted Kyrie, but then we drafted Tristan Thompson at 4. We drafted the wrong Thompson. We could have had Klay Thompson and Kyrie. That would have been crazy.
But I'm happy we get to see the Splash Bros.
Yeah, the Splash Bros for sure. But like, they built that team from the ground up, like ideally, like putting stars around him, developing stars, not having to trade a whole bunch of assets for stars like LeBron James teams have had, and it obviously has backfired. But now, like with those picks and everything, like they had 2 years they didn't make the playoffs, and out of that, they basically got Jordan Poole, Kuminga off the bench. Well, I think he's going to be a really good player in the future. And then they also got Andrew Wiggins. Mm-hmm. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into the next award. So this award goes to the most consistent content creator. So what content creator do you think has consistently put out great content? Emphasis on consistently and great content.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some consistent, because there's a lot of content creators that I watch, but they're not consistent, or I mean, you can be consistent in your own way.
That's what I'm
like. Some content creators they only post 1 video a month now.
Let's label consistency.
Quality.
Okay, so we're gonna set the board right here.
Okay,
we'll label consistency as at least like 1 video a week.
Okay, 1 video a week. Okay, so it's definitely not RDC.
Because like RDC is great, but
the thing is, they don't need to post 1 video a week anymore.
That's what I feel like. Most like Mr. Beast, he doesn't need to post a video.
He can post 1 video every 3-4 months.
A lot of creators are to the point where they can just post like a video a month and be cool. That's why I wanted to get this like consistency, you know?
Okay, I've been watching a lot of Twitch this year as well.
I think you about
is
to
that
take
fair?
it. Yeah. I think you about to take my answer.
Oh, you go first. Go first.
No, continue. I want to hear what you got to say.
I mean, we're going to say the same person.
We're definitely going to say the same person.
Okay.
On three? On 3?
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Kaicenat, right?
Okay, you was going to say it.
Kaicenat? Yeah. That's what you got?
Yeah, go ahead. You go first, though.
I just feel like, bro, when it comes to just putting out content and it actually being good, because you can throw mud at the wall 10 times a day and be consistent, but it might not be great. Mm-hmm. But like whatever he do is good. Like from him being with AMP to IRL content with like dudes like Jadion, him making content with unfortunately with Blueface and his girl. We see how that went. That didn't really go too well. But like GTA RPs and Twitch streams and everything like that. With like Aiden Ross and iShow Speed, he's always working, man. He is always working.
I mean, since you said that, I'm gonna say someone different, man. I'm gonna say someone different. Content creator. I'm not gonna think around our. No, I got to. I would think somebody like who already like made, but they consistently make content on different platforms.
Okay.
Like they got a radio show. They're a comedian, so they got on comedy specials. So I'm gonna say Kevinhart.
Kevinhart, nice.
He's very, very, very consistent with like this man is always working. Like him and The Rock, they always working. Kevinhart's always working on a movie. He has his own radio show he does twice a week. I guess they can be a little more consistent with that, I would say, in a way. But he does his stand up comedy still, going to like open mics, doing like doing shows, working out some new material, on tour right now, reality check tour. So he's very consistent on and just creating content, being like I said, being in the movies, having his own radio show, having his Heartbeat Productions. He got his own LOL network. It's Cold as Balls on Cold as Balls show on his LOL.
I like that one though. I like that one.
I'm trying to recreate that in some way.
Man, that one is pretty good.
Okay, all right. Let me put this idea to you real quick because I heard this idea was crazy. So me and another athlete, and we stretch.
It's interesting.
But I heard people was like that can go like the wrong way.
I
Like
mean,
if I had like a girl or something like that.
it depends on what kind of stretching. Like, are we talking like just you stretching yourself, or like PNF stretching? When like
What is PNF?
PNF is pretty much like say if you want to stretch your hamstring, so I got your leg up. I'm like
so
pushing
it
you
wouldn't
back
be
and
done
stuff
that. It
like
wouldn't be done that.
It would just be like you stretching yourself.
Say we both sitting down. Okay, right hand, left foot.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
That would be crazy, would it?
But then it's like, how long would it go on for? Cause then,
like 7 minutes.
Each
tops.
because each stretch is like 15 seconds tops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe
It'd be quick and efficient.
Yeah.
Like he in the cold tub, so those got to be quick and efficient.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, Kevinhart is my, most consistent and quality content creator.
Okay. So for me, I would say like, I think that because you mentioned Kevinhart, I feel like when you do something right for a certain amount of time, people kind of forget that what you're doing is so good. You
Facts,
know?
Yeah.
I feel like people lean towards recency bias. Like somebody else started doing something, like, oh, he the best out right now. Like, no, he might not be the best, and somebody else is better, but he's been doing it kind of like LeBron. He's been doing it for so long that it's not very impressive anymore. So then you think you kind of lessen its value with that.